being taken from your home at a young age without any explanation and being put in an unfamiliar situation with unfamiliar people and not being sure what's going to happen in your future. Unfortunately, that is the scary truth for many children in the foster care system today, and I'm going to talk about the importance of advocacy in the foster care system. Today, I will talk about the different challenges foster kids may face in the system and the different organizations that are put in place to help the kids, specifically CASA, or the Court Approved Special Advocates Association. I've also read many journals and books recently on the foster care system itself and the different organizations that are put in place. So, the foster care system is designed to provide temporary care for children who can no longer safely remain with their family or in their household, and they have the goal to provide protection and sustainability to these children. But unfortunately, a lot of them still face a lot of challenges, mostly being uncertain where they belong or feeling isolated. A lot of them move from house to house, and sometimes they have to even switch school systems, often leaving behind past caregivers or friends from different schools, which can cause a lot of fear and anxiety in them. Also, just staying away from their family that long can cause a lot of fear and anxiety as well. According to a 2007 report by Do Charitable Trust and the Jim Casey Youth Opportunities Innovation, more than 165 young people aged out of foster care without a permanent home. This can be a big problem because once you turn 18, you do have to leave the foster care system most of the time. And since you don't have a sustainable home or income, it can often be very hard to start a new life. This can lead to homelessness, unemployment, and financial insustainability, which you can see here. And then the book that's called Somewhere There for Me, published in 2005 by the Child Welfare League of Americans, shares stories of foster kids during their years in foster care, and it emphasizes the importance of having a trusted adult, which leads me to some of the organizations that are put in place to help these children, such as the Court-Appointed Special Advocates, or CASA. These are volunteers from the community who are trained to basically be the voice for these children in foster care. They are trained on how to advocate for them in court. They often are put out to talk to the caregivers, the teachers, and the children themselves to learn the full situation. And in court, they can advocate for the children and recommend different suggestions for their specific child that could lead to the best outcome for them. And often they also can help these kids during some of the hardest years of their lives and help them into their adulthood. So according to Osborne, Leclerc, and Sexton in a 2020 study published in Child Maltreatment, CASA was associated with better permanency outcomes for children in foster care. This means that children were more likely to have a stable long-term living situation, or just in the future having a longer and better job and school and living situation overall. Also, according to Pratt and Ginger in a 2020 study published in the Child and Adolescent Social Work Journal, many foster youth reported that CASA volunteers provided emotional support, mentorship, and guidance during some of the most important years of their lives. And lastly, in addition, Barrick and Durst found in a 2014 article published in the journal Social Work Education that CASA volunteers also helped future social workers by guiding them and giving them a better understanding of child welfare and advocacy. In conclusion, the foster care system is set up for these children, but often they still face a lot of difficulty and challenges in their lives. And there are specific organizations that are set up to help them in the long run, such as CASA and many other organizations out there. And these just show that CASA is highly beneficial for for the children and the community around them. So, overall, these children unfortunately are put in a difficult situation, but with these organizations, it can be a lot of help and can help them in their early years and into adulthood.